Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Mattatari and today we are going to be breaking down my version of the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon deck. I like to refer to this as the Blue Eyes OTK deck, or one turn kill for short. Basically, the entire goal of this deck is trying to get Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon onto the field as fast as possible and sort of bamboozling a zero defense monster here onto the opponent's side of the field using spell cards and just getting a quick 8,000 damage pop for a one turn kill. Easy said and done. So starting off here, we're going to want to run 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. That is a must have 3 of these in this deck. Next, we're going to run 3 Manjus. I like running 3. This card will do basically everything you need it to if you draw into this and you don't have any of the essential spell cards, or you didn't draw into a Chaos Max. If you play this card on the field, you can search for 1 ritual monster or 1 ritual spell. It is a must. I love running 3. Couldn't imagine not running 3 in this deck. Moving on, we're going to go ahead and run to the Incantation Candle. This basically more or less does the same thing. You special summon this out of your hand and it's going to search for a ritual spell. Once you put this Candle on the field, I like running 2. And then you can search for another one of these incantation monsters. You could search for either Bookstone or you could search for Talismandra. But once you put these on the field, they are going to provide you with your spell cards that you need and your monsters that you need. The Talismandra will search for the monster, the ritual monster. The Candle will search for the spell, the ritual spell that you need to get Chaos Max onto the field. I run 1 Bookstone. This basically does the exact same thing. You can put it on the field, just another easy 0 defense monster. And that's the duality of running these incantation monsters, is they all have 0 attack, 0 defense. So every time you put these on the field, you want to be sure that you are putting them in face up defense position, which you can do when you special summon them from your hand. It is critical. Do not put them in face up attack, even if you are going to be using them for your ritual summon. Trust me on this one. Next up, 3 Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragons. Personally, I like running 3. I've seen people who run Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon decks. In their versions, they like to run like 2 or even 1. I like running 3 just as the assurance of, hey, this can also serve as a Blue Eyes for your ritual. And if you happen to draw into a Blue Eyes and a Blue Eyes Alternative White, you can special summon it, just some extra firepower on the field. And if for whatever reason you're unable to special summon your Chaos Max Dragon, like if you have a, one of those unfortunate hands that you don't get what you need, but you still have these 2, you can at least put 1 Blue Eyes on the field, sometimes even 2, and then special summon into a twin burst, but I'll get into that later. Next, we're going with the boss monster of this deck. Of course, I'm talking about Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, arguably my favorite card in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! This card is absolutely nuts. It cannot be targeted by card effects. It can be destroyed by battle. The odds of facing off against a card with over 4,000 attack in the first early turns of the duel are pretty low, even at high levels here, like in gold and platinum. But the best part, hands down, about this card is when it attacks a defense position monster, its damage multiplies by 2 and it inflicts piercing damage. Here's where we run into the spell cards, and I run 3 basically of the same card that do the exact same thing, just in different ways. I run 1 creature swap, which lets you choose a monster and your opponent choose a monster that you each control and swaps them on the field. I love running Magic Box. This is the one I run 3 of, where you can target a monster that your opponent controls and destroy it and send one of your monsters over to their side of the field. This is arguably the best one in my opinion, because you get to pop a monster that your opponent controls, which can be great in some tricky situations, and send over, hopefully, one of your 0 defense monsters for that sweet OTK. Lastly, Shin Spy. You can target one of your monsters and just give it to them for free. There's no popping, there's no destroying monsters, no destroying spells. You just send your 0 defense monster over to their side of the field, no questions asked. Moving on from those spells, we're going to run Trade In. I run 1 personally because I only have 1. I like running 1 because basically these other spell cards that I'm running are going to do the same thing, where you can just draw or search for what you need. So the fact that you just draw 2 random cards, I don't think is that important, but others may disagree. I run 2 Melody of Awakening Dragons. I used to run 3. I feel like 3 is kind of overkill, a little bit redundant, since there's already so much searching going on with card effects from monsters and these other cards as well, that you just guarantee 2 cards that you need. If you pop one of these Melody of Awakening Dragons, you can for sure pull either, like if you draw into a Blue Eyes, you can guarantee yourself an alternative White Dragon and a Chaos Max. If you draw into a Chaos Max, you can guarantee yourself these 2, vice versa. So basically you are guaranteeing yourself the last piece of that puzzle that you need to get Chaos Max onto the field, or at least any monster onto the field, like a dragon monster. I run 3 Bingo Machine Goes. Bingo Machine Go is great because it searches for any card with Blue Eyes in in the name. So not only is it going to search for your monsters, your dragon monsters, the Chaos Max, alternative white, and regular blue eyes, but it's also going to search for the ritual spell Chaos Form. I run 3 of these. That way you can guarantee that if you pop a Bingo Machine Go, you can grab one if you need it. Overall, Bingo Machine Go is critical. If you're not going to run Melody of Awakening Dragon, definitely be running Bingo Machine Go, but if you ask me, you definitely should be running both. Just recently I started running Pot of Extravagance in this deck as well. I like this because I kind of beef up my extra deck with some extra dragon cards that you don't necessarily need, so the odds of banishing one that you're gonna not use if you need to use one are pretty slim, or are pretty great actually. You can banish 3 to 6 cards and you draw for every 3 cards banished, so if you banish 6 out of your 15, and you know, statistically speaking, you're still gonna get your Spirit of Whites, you're still gonna get your Azure Eyes, you're still gonna get your Twin Burst. It's just going to send 6, 3, whatever you need. It's going to send 1 or 2 cards from your deck to your hand. Critical in this deck for sure, but not as important as, you know, say Melody of Awakening Dragon or Bingo Machine Go. Moving on, we are also running Advanced Ritual Art. You absolutely need 3 of these in here. This card is so good. This is a ritual spell summoning card, so you can search for your ritual needs. As long as you have a Chaos Max in your hand and the ritual art, the Advanced Ritual Art, you can search for your other material, like your other blue eyes, in your deck or in your graveyard. You can use both from either. It is so free. It is so busted. It is just a miracle of a card here. And lastly, we're not running too many traps, but I like running True Light just because, you know, you can get your Blue Eyes Chaos Max here out on the field. You can bring other monsters out here as well. Like you can summon your Blue Eyes from your graveyard or your deck. Your alternative white can be on the field as well. And that's how you could get some free, easy, rich extra deck summons here. You can run some Twin Burst. You can never go wrong with Twin Burst. You can run some Neo Blue Eyes if you want to get really cheesy. You can even run 5-headed dragon if you absolutely want to. This is in here just for fluff, but you never know when you're going to need a 5-headed dragon. And that's basically the extra deck as well. Azure Eyes, it got Spirit of White, you know, your staples. Vermilion Dragon Mech is one I like to run as well, especially if you want to like throw a tuner in here. I don't have any tuners in here currently. It's mainly here for fluff, but honestly, the extra deck staple that you need is the Heretic Sun Dragon Overlord. This card is essential to this deck. If you can run more than one, run more than one. I only have one, but just in case you need to pop a card on the field, say your opponent summons a field spell that's just racking your brain, or your opponent has a continuous spell or a continuous trap that you need to pop, that is the only weakness about this deck, is if there's a card on the field that absolutely needs to be destroyed, like a spell card or a trap card, that is where you're going to want to summon this. It needs 2 level 8 monsters, which you're going to get from your alternative eyes and your blue eyes. This card has saved my ass in so many duels, I can't even begin to count how many. And that is my basic rundown here of my blue eyes 1-turn kill deck. I will definitely be running some examples of this here on stream, and I will post a video of running this deck as well. This is arguably my favorite deck to be running in Master Duel right now. Not too many people are running Chaos Max, but I know everybody has their own version of Chaos Max, and this one has been very efficient for me. This carried me to Plat last season. This is definitely making my Plat journey incredibly easy this season, and honestly, it's not super resource intensive. Like, you can get your 2 free blue eyes from choosing the Blue Eyes starter deck. Chaos Max and Alternative Eyes White Dragon are super easy to pull from those Legends packs that are currently out right now with the dragons. Same with the Melody of Awakening Dragon and Bingo Machine Go. If you're using your gems, you can just pull those cards so easy. Craft the other ones, the ritual spells, Mystic Box, and the Shen Spy are both normals. Everybody just has so many normal credits right now. It's just super easy. It's a no-brainer to craft those cards. And yeah, that is overall my version of the Blue Eyes OTK deck. If there are any other cards that you think I should be running in here, please let me know in the comments. I always love experimenting with these decks, and I love seeing what other people would add to this. I'm always looking to improve these setups. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mattatari, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!